Who has the next question? Oh, Kyrie.
I do. This is Corinna's line. Oh shoot. That's what you be saying.
That
Oh shoot.
really is something I would say. Oh shoot. Oh shoot.
Oh shoot. As
Yep.
Malia revealed she has had feelings for Antonio since high school. She said she wished she would have been with him instead of Mike. Do you think this is her talking or the alcohol talking? Well, you know what they say, drunk man tells no tales. So I totally believe that
They never lie.
she truly felt it, but the liquid courage gave her enough gumption to actually say it out loud, you know. But I mean, she even told Antonio, you know, it was because she felt like he wasn't ready for a relationship, a real relationship. You know,
That part.
females mature a lot faster than boys do. So I'm pretty sure he was doing a lot of stuff back then that she was like, oh yeah, okay, you know. So that in itself was the reason why she never thought to pursue anything, and she kept him in the friend zone because she felt like that was a safe place for their relationship to be, you know. So
Hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. I think was it the alcohol talking? I think it was alcohol that gave her the boldness to say what she said because I don't think she would have said it under normal conditions. Um, but she didn't lie, you know, and which was alarming to him because he's like, if you would have told, and which the part that got me was as she was revealing to him that she had these feelings for him in high school and that she never said anything and that she was very envious of what him and April had, you know, this beautiful life, you know, that perfect black family image, you know, and the pretty little girl. And just, you know, she just thought, hey, I want that. I want that life, you know, and he's in his mind thinking, should have told me. I would have broke up with April for you. I'm not sure how I felt about that statement because I'm like, you would have broke up with your child's mother. Yeah, all right, okay. Because if you out here breaking up with her for other women, you gonna break up with Malia too. Eventually, that novelty will wear off too. Okay, but I definitely think that it was some. I think it was all the truth. You know, will she be embarrassed if she said it tomorrow? Probably, but it was definitely the truth that came out in this situation. He wasn't ready for what she was looking for. She regretted Mike because Mike was like he was doing the same stuff that Antonio was doing, but the difference between Antonio and Mike was that Antonio stood 10 toes with his. Mike was somewhere trying to cover up who he was. So that was definitely the difference. And I definitely think that she was speaking the truth. My dad always said, a drunk man tells no lies. So when you're drunk, you just, you know, your walls come down. You don't care who knows what. You say what you need to say. And that's that. What were your thoughts, Alicia?
Mine were, I believe it was it's the truth, and alcohol may have, pushed that. But God, I wish she hadn't have said it. I really wish.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some stuff you just don't say. I don't care how
You're,
tempted it is, how
yes.
bad it
Yeah.
is. There's just some stuff you don't
Yeah.
say because now, I mean, and we'll read later on, that's going to, snowball into some mess.
Open
And
up some doors.
yeah, now there's that awkwardness, that friendship, that innocent friendship is now gone. Like, and he's felt this way too, and she's felt this way. But see, they both knew to keep that to themselves and just, like, this isn't going to work for us. Let's just stay apart. We friends.
There were some
Now that
clear lines
door is
drawn.
open.
We
I think
don't
it
we don't
was a
speak our
few
true feelings.
podcasts. Yeah, it was a few podcasts back when we were talking about, can people, women and people of the opposite sex have legitimate friendships, and we all had different
Mm,
points on it. But I was like, it always comes out somehow. You'll find out.
something.
I always did have a little something something for you, and with Antonia and Malia.
Uh-oh.
You're
Preach
right.
it,
With
Eller.
Antonio and Malia, Antonio's relationship with April isn't set in stone. They're not married. And then Malia's still trying to find her way with Chan. And, the potential for a really big mistake is there. And so it was the
A
truth.
big one.
And they both may have had these feelings, but yeah, they should, neither one I just wish it hadn't come out. Like she didn't say it.
I love that you said that.
Yeah.
I love that you said that. Go ahead, Kyrie.
I was just thinking, and does that put Antonio at bigger risk? Because you know Chan is listening. So are we going to be seeing Antonio
Oh
get
yeah, he
strung
was
up
definitely
in that warehouse later?
be somewhere. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I love exactly what you said, Alicia. That some like you're like, I wish she hadn't have said that. Because sometimes you say stuff and you're like, oh my God. Because like Alicia was talking about with Russell, sometimes you want to test people's gangster. Oh, okay. So you was feeling what I was feeling. Okay. So you want April gone and you want to be in the queen bee's position. All right. Okay. Let's see what we can do about that now. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, it took her having some alcohol to say it. But baby, now that I know the truth, I can push that. You know, I can apply pressure. So I definitely wish that she hadn't said that either as well, because now Antonio has something that, you know, he could definitely use um, to kind of figure out if he can wiggle his way into Malia's life. And I don't know. To me, I see Antonio as like a very greedy character. I don't see him leaving April. You know what I'm saying? I think he loves her, and I think he loves the fact that April allows him to be him. April knows that he has different women, and she's like, cheat on me respectfully. I don't want to know them, and I don't want to see them respectfully. And I don't want to know them. I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear about them, and don't get nobody pregnant, right? I want to be in the dark about it, right? They have a don't ask, don't tell type of relationship. So I don't see April being like, bring Malia in for some of this Polly. She ain't going for that, none of that. You know, she's not going for it. She's just not going to do it. I don't see him giving up April, but I also don't see um, him wanting to let Malia go either. And now he's starting to feel a little bold because now he feels pressure being applied on him. He got this wedding that's coming up in 2 months, so I'm gonna be saying I do to something. But then you got Chan now, and he knows that Chan's probably looking. It was kind of funny because when Malia told Antonio about how her and Chan saw each other at the bar, his mind started racing. He was like, "She don't even know she's being stalked." He was like, "Chan ain't just randomly meeting people and bumping into people at bars." Talking about he had a meeting at a hotel in a conference room. He was like, "This man has buildings, he has businesses. He didn't have to rent out a conference room for a meeting like that." He's like, "Man, she's already being stalked." He's all looking out the window and she's talking and he's locking up stuff because he's like, "This fool's my say right now." You know what I mean? So I'm more interested as well as we go in the story. How does now this play out with Chan and Malia and Antonio and April, and what type of dynamic? How does this change everybody's relationship? Because Chan is always listening, and we know April gonna find out about that car being parked outside. We know she's gonna find out, so it's gonna be interesting.
Okay. Malia was extremely vulnerable when she talked to Antonio in bed. It was heartbreaking to see her this way. Have you ever had a moment in your life where you felt this vulnerable? For me personally, yes. Um, I won't go into too much detail, but yes, I was with someone that I loved and trusted, and just kind of just opened up. With me, I've been told I'm a hard shell to crack, but once that shell cracks, boo, once the walls come down, you gonna get all this trauma. All the trauma, the love, and all that other stuff.
And
But you
all
gonna
that work,
understand,
baby. Mm.
yeah, you gonna understand
So
why I
you
built
wanted me to
Fort
be
Worth
open.
around me. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was heartbreaking to see her be this vulnerable with Antonio. I would have liked it like once her and
Yeah.
Chan developed a better relationship and her letting down those walls and being open and vulnerable with Chan if that's the person she's gonna be with. But like I said, this falls back into the last question where I'm like, this is not. I wish that wouldn't have happened between her and
This isn't
Antonio.
a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this isn't a good thing. I've been vulnerable. I'm pretty open about a lot of things, and what I'm closed off with, I'm closed off, and even the CIA ain't gonna get them secrets, right? Which isn't like anything serious anyway. But just throw that out. But yeah, for the most part, I feel like I'm pretty open, but I feel like I've been vulnerable, but I've been selective about the people I wanted to be vulnerable with, and sometimes it's backfired in my face because, of course, they weren't always good people, and more so just like friends. You know what I mean? Like people that I'm like, you think that you can trust them and you tell them about, just how you've been through something or whatever. And they're like, oh, yeah. And then somehow it gets thrown back in your face later on. It's like, I didn't tell you that for you to use that in my, okay. So yeah, I've definitely been vulnerable. And I think that vulnerability is a necessity of being a human being. If you walk through your entire life never being vulnerable, it feels bad for you. I feel like it's an explosion waiting to happen. You need to have somebody you can be vulnerable with. And I feel like for her to get to that level, even with Chan of being that vulnerable the way she was with Antonio, it would take a long time for her to build up that type of trust. Because I feel like in the beginning of your relationship, you be on perfect status. You like, this is the honeymoon, honey. We not ruining nothing. We not talking about none of that crap. Everything's gonna be laughs and giggles. Everything's gonna just be whatever you want to do, babe. Everything is just perfect in the beginning. That's why so many people are addicted to the first year of a relationship or the first 6 months or the first 3 months of a relationship, because that's when you're on your best behavior. You are definitely showing up with your representative. They don't know about your past trauma. They don't know about your hurt. They don't know about all your triggers. You keep a lot of things buried and suppressed. And as they get comfortable, you start to take things out of the box. And you're like, God, can we go back to that place? No, because this is real life now. Okay, the auditions are over. We in it for real. What was your take on it, Miss Kitty A?
Yeah, I definitely have. And I think because I was just thinking about, when you're young and you go and seek people out and share, how heavy you're feeling, and then they take it the wrong way, they use it against you and all that stuff. You tend to start holding things in and trying to deal with them yourself. Be strong, pray
Mm-hmm.
about it, let God deal with it, and don't bother anybody else with your problems. But I'm grateful now to have. Wonderful women in my life where I can share and have those vulnerable moments with. I definitely wouldn't be doing it with any randos or even Chan. Like it's too soon. It's too soon for Malia to be being
It's too
vulnerable with
soon.
Chan. It's too soon in the relationship because
Yeah.
even that could be used against you if you show your cards too soon in a relationship. You can share little bits, but
And run somebody off.
this energy right here she's given Antonio would be too much for her to give Chan. Antonio's been in her life since they were in high school, so I kind of feel like that's a different dynamic, But
Girl, yeah,
she's
even
still doing a
before.
lot
Yeah.
and sharing too much, like Elysia said. So, yeah, definitely find your
She knows some
people.
buyer's remorse in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. Find your people though, because it is good to be able to be vulnerable and get those things out. So then you won't have moments like Malia where you've had a little bit too much to drink and then it's just all pouring and spilling out everywhere, no matter what it is. So
Yeah.
embarrass yourself.
Embarrass yourself. I got that.